Welcome to the Work Innovation Summit, New York. It's so great to be here. I want to start by thanking you all for being here. And I want to give a big thanks to our co-host for today's events, the LTSC. This is the long-term stock exchange who partner with companies for the long term. So why are we all here? We're here to get connected, to connect with each other. We're here to learn from each other. But we're also here to get inspired about the future of work. And we're entering into a new era of work, an era we call the agentic enterprise. Just this morning, I read a survey. It was a PwC survey of executives. And it said the executives believe AI agents are going to have an even more profound effect on work than the internet. And I know that creates a lot of uncertainty for us, a lot of trepidation. What does this mean for our jobs? Is AI going to replace us? And I have a very positive disposition because when I talk to all of you, I see AI unleashing human potential, not replacing it. And when I see my son who's 16 years old and the things he does over the summer, building net new AI applications to solve more of humans' problems, again, I see a great world of unlock for us. And at Asana, our goal is to partner with you to bring that future of human-AI collaboration into reality. So how did we get here? Well, if you look at the eras of work transformation, the first era began with what we call collaborative work management. And Asana was the pioneer of collaborative work management. We allowed you to get things done on a single platform. I recently showed a demo of Asana to someone who had previously just been using emails and spreadsheets to track their work. And the personal productivity gains that they could immediately see of having all their tasks in one place, being able to complete that, was an eye-opener. But then I said, you can extend this to all of your teams. So now your teams can see all of their work. You can coordinate across multiple people. You can assign things and know that nothing is falling between the cracks. And for your whole company, when you run on Asana, you have full visibility now into all of the tasks that are happening. Who is doing what, by when, and how are they going to get it done? And you have confidence that the risk level of delivering those outcomes has gone down. So that was the first era of work transformation. But in the second era of work transformation, we took a great leap forward in productivity by creating automations and workflows. And with Asana, we did something very special. We said workflows should be for the rest of us. So we made workflows from the beginning very simple. By drag and drop, you could easily create your first workflow. No code required. Visually creating workflows, simple processes that would standardize things that had hitherto been unstructured. And to make it easy, we created a workflow gallery that allowed you to pick any workflow that you want and put those things on Rails. And workflows are powerful because they standardize and automate things that otherwise had been back and forward. If you take the intake process, for example, often that's a back and forward of getting the requirements, making sure you understand exactly what is needed and when is due and who needs to be involved. Just putting that intake process on a single form can save hours, sometimes weeks of back and forward. So workflows are powerful, but they get even more powerful when you can extend them across your organization. With Asana, we have over 300 integrations, which means that you can orchestrate actions right from Asana across all of the other SaaS tools that you use in your enterprise. That's the power of workflows. And many of you have built some powerful workflows. From Verizon, who's built powerful workflows for their marketing organization around campaign creation, to Palo Alto Networks, whose network engineers use us every day for sprint planning and organizing their work. Here's just some of the workflows that you've built together with us on Asana. But the third era of work transformation is going to be the most profound yet, and we call that the era of AI transformation. And as I said to you, the promise of productivity uplift from AI agents and AI workflows is huge. But the reality? Many of us are not achieving those productivity gains. For many of us, AI has become a hype, and we're slightly disillusioned about AI projects. As many as 85% of AI projects are actually failing to deliver the productivity outcomes that we deserve. So why is that? Why can we have this transformative technology, but we're just not quite able to realize the benefits of it? Well, our point of view is a lot of the AI solutions today, a lot of the AI applications today, lack three fundamental things that you need for your productivity and for your safety. Number one, they lack context. And we'll go deeper into all the context that AI tools need. But in reality, if you think about the foundational models, they understand very little of the work that's getting done within your organization. They understand very little of the relationships in your organization. They don't have the memory of how this thing was solved in the past with your work teams. They also lack checkpoints. There's no place for humans in the loop to make sure that what we wanted to have happen is exactly what happened. And finally, they lack controls. What we see and what I hear from executives is that the AI agents often have more access to data than the employees have. That the carefully hewn things like role-based access control somehow don't apply to the agents that they have in their organization, which is of course fraught with danger. So we set out to address these with our own AI platform. Asana's AI platform is built with the context, checkpoints, and controls that you need. So what is the context? The context is really the who, the what, the why, the when, and the how. So if you think about any of these jobs to be done, maybe it's in marketing, trying to build campaigns, maybe it's in the PMO office, they're trying to do annual planning. Context is king. If you want AI to be useful, it needs to understand how this was solved in the past. Who was involved? Who needs to be involved next? What approval process we need to have? Imagine a world where you could scan all of your tasks and instantly have that context so that AI can be useful. But you also need checkpoints. It's our strong point of view that humans need to be in the loop on most of these AI processes. Why do humans need to be in the loop? They need to be in the loop to approve things. Is this what we wanted to have happen? They need to be in the loop to move things along. My manager might need to see this. Actually, let's go back and redo this. Because when you put humans in the loop, you're going to get to the outcomes that are smarter and faster. And finally, you need controls. We have a strong belief that AI, the agents, should not have more access to data than your regular teammates. They should follow the same well-hewn governance process that you've established, the security controls you've established, the access to proprietary customer data that you've already established. This is our AI platform. And the first product that we actually launched here last year on this stage that takes advantage of our AI platform is AI Studio. Think of AI Studio as supercharging your workflows. I like to think of it as inserting nodes in a given workflow that consult those foundational models, but do so in the context of that workflow and the context of that work. So what nodes might you want to put into your workflow? You might want to put a node in the very beginning, an intake node, that's checking the specification of the work that's coming in. Is there a due date on here? If not, let's assign it back to the person that's making the request. Do we have the right level of specification of what needs to be done? If not, let's augment that using some of the information we already have about this client or this customer. So the intake process can be automatically augmented and improved with a simple node that you put in your workflow. And then as you move across, triaging and prioritizing your work. When does this need to be done? How does this relate to our other goals? This node will tell you that this thing is super high priority, so it needs to get done urgently, and we need our best people on it. Or this node will say, actually, this particular request isn't that important and actually can wait a couple of weeks. And maybe we put a node in here that's really about compliance and quality check. I talk to a lot of manufacturing companies, and they say more than anything, they want to use AI to make sure that things are on spec, that are meeting their specification. Maybe they have a predefined knowledge base of what good looks like. So that node is a very easy consultation against the knowledge base. A consultation that says, yes, this thing is good, it meets our specifications. If no, return to sender. And then finally, about monitoring risk as you go. A node that says, we said that this project requires these 10 things to be done by this timeline. 3 of them are not tracking towards that. I'm going to give you an early flag, an early signal right there using text and words. So this is the power of AI Studio. This is your workflows supercharged. So let's take a look at a process and how that would be enhanced with AI Studio. I'll take a simple process here, product launch. So as we say, the first step here, intake. So before you may have had a form that was your intake form. When you put an AI node in there, it can check that form. It can make sure the form is completed as required. It can fill in parts of the form that have not been filled in. In fact, you may even be able to request projects just using simple 2 or 3 bullets, and the AI will do the rest to make sure that that specification of intake process is completed. And then from a planning perspective, maybe for this product launch, you actually need a bunch of competitive research, competitive intelligence. That's simple. That's just an AI step that can augment the planning process. And then as we move across to execution here, maybe you want this thing to be translated. Maybe you're a global company and you operate in 14 countries. Simple node, let's translate this into all 14 countries that we operate in. Let's assign this to the right people that can work on this. And then finally, as I talked about, a simple AI node that says, this is the spec in which we want reporting to happen. These are the things we care about. These are the dashboards that we want. Please give us this information, this level of insight. We just supercharged a workflow right here. So that was last year. What about this year? This year, we're very pleased to announce AI Teammates. Thank you. So this is our second major product that uses our AI platform. And this is about giving you all the agents that you deserve and that you need to get to those outcomes faster, but to do so while maintaining your company's controls. And these AI agents are so simple to set up, so simple to use, that really you can get started in minutes. And I hope many of you will go out to the demo environment that we have in the Expo Center to build your own agents today. So what do these things do? So the AI teammates start with this very simple idea that they need to have context. And so automatically our teammates have context to the work that's gone before. And to make this easy for you, we've delivered 12 out-of-the-box agents that already understand much of the work that's happening in your organization. These are agents that the Asanas internally built to help them with their work. Things like campaign managers, things like sprint planners, things like IT ticket specialists that understand the context of that work and can start being productive on day one. So they understand the context. But these teammates also have checkpoints. So when you deploy this teammate, we're going to ask you, where do you want to have human intervention? What can this teammate do by itself? And when will it need approvals from humans? And which people should approve what these teammates can do? We bound the teammates so that they operate within the context of your team. And then finally, they have these checkpoints and controls that you deserve. Your teammates don't have more access than the role-based access that you've already predefined for your existing teammates. They don't have more access to data. They have exactly the same access to the data as your teammates. We're building a future where humans and AI collaborate together. This is our vision, a platform for human-AI collaboration. This is the world that I want my son to enter into as he goes into the workforce. And this is what we're building together with all of you. So to go deeper on our vision for AI, I'd like to welcome on stage our Chief Product Officer, Arnab Bose. Arnab.
Awesome. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan, and hello, New York. It's so great to be here with all of you, our customers, partners, and community at what is my first Work Innovation Summit. Cool, thank you. And in my section, I'm going to dive deeper into our new product announcement, Asana AI Teammates. So as we mentioned, we've built 12 out-of-the-box AI teammates, which are AI agents that are built with context, checkpoints, and controls. And we'll dive a bit deeper into how customers are using them in production today and what those three differentiators actually mean. And let's dive a bit deeper into those three pieces. So context means Asana's AI teammates are designed so that they have all of the business data required to do their work. And you get to define exactly what they see, whether it's public in your domain or specific workflows, teams, projects, or portfolios that you want to give it access to. Checkpoints are ways to go ahead and guide that agent on its journey to ensure that human beings are always in the loop. And finally, controls are there to ensure that AI agent costs don't spiral and that the right people have the right level of access to guide that AI agent through its journey. Anybody who's using Asana AI Studio Pro can go ahead and use Asana AI Teammates today. And for everybody here with us at WIS, please go check out the demo stations after the keynote to get your hands-on Asana AI Teammates and see them live in action. Okay, so let's dive a bit deeper into customer success. How are customers actually using Asana's AI Teammates in production today? Morningstar Research is a leading investment firm. It's a leading financial services firm. And they have deployed Asana's AI Teammates in production by giving it access to all of their Asana tasks, projects, workflows, portfolios that's required to get these agents successful. And what this means is they've been able to go ahead and effectively deflect IT service tickets and identify bottlenecks even before they've happened. So that context means that the IT specialist, the IT ticketing specialist agent that Morningstar has deployed is deeply rooted in Morningstar's data, can understand specific issues that might happen to Morningstar's employees, and deliver the best possible outcomes, which a generic agent that didn't have that context would not be able to do. The second thing is context is not just limited to data that is within Asana. We have delivered cross-app search as part of Asana AI Studio, and we can pull in context from your most critical business applications, whether it's your files stored in Google Drive, records in Salesforce or HubSpot, or more data and content within SharePoint and Office 365. These are the initial integrations we've shipped with, and in the future, we'll have many more to bring in all of that additional business context and data to ensure that your Asana AI teammates and AI Studio capabilities have all the context they need to be super, super successful. Next, let's talk a bit more about checkpoints. So we've spoken a bit about how checkpoints are these guardrails, how they help bring in humans in the loop. What you see is when you assign a task to an Asana AI teammate, it will first go ahead and outline its activity plan. And anybody with access, any human being with access to that task, can then go ahead and coach that teammate and give it feedback. So you can have multiple people who interact with the teammate and say, hey, I want you to change that particular research plan, or I want you to change the way in which you're going to handle that IT ticket deflection, or I want you to change the way in which you're going to build that campaign strategy out. This is a truly multiplayer experience. It's very different than a co-pilot that is working one-on-one with an individual. This ensures that the agent's plan and activity is not only documented, but it's something that the entire team, everybody, or like all the human beings working on the team, have visibility into and have an ability to go ahead and change and make sure that it's correct. And these agents learn with every single interaction with people. So as they complete tasks, as they get guidance, they get better and better with use, which means they're even more effective on day 10 than on day 1, and obviously on day 100 than day 10. So this concept of checkpoints is super unique and super cool about Asana AI teammates. It really leverages the full power of the work graph of bringing people together on the right projects and the right activities to ensure that AI can have the impact that it can in production. So let's take a look at what E.ON Next, a leading UK energy company, has been doing with AI teammates. So they have been able to reduce a ton of manual work. They were doing OKR reporting and portfolio reporting that was taking people 3 to 4 days of manual work and driving it down to something that's fully automated by an Asana AI teammate. And now the only reason they were able to do that, because like this process is something very specific to that company. It's very specific to E.ON Next. The only reason they were able to do it is because they were able to train that AI teammate using checkpoints and keeping it on rails and ensuring that the checkpoints are coupled with the right business context, the right data within Asana to drive real results. Next, let's take a look at what we mean by controls. So enterprise-grade controls come in 3 layers, and they're all part of Asana AI teammates. You've got an ability to ensure that there is granularity with respect to who can manage and set up these AI teammates. In general, we've rolled out role-based access controls, which are super granular and enterprise-grade across Asana. And those role-based access controls also apply to Asana's AI teammates. This means that you get to control who can set up a teammate, who can modify its knowledge and memory, and who can assign that teammate to particular teams, groups, portfolios, etc. So that level of control means that you know exactly who is setting those teammates up and who can configure it within your organization. The second thing that's super important, again, because context is king, is ensuring that the teammates have access to the right level of data. Dan talked a bit about this already. He said that oftentimes AI agents get deployed in a way where they may have more elevated access than the employees themselves. So when you set up an Asana AI teammate, by default, it has access to all of the data that is public in your domain. But then you get to specify exactly which tasks, teams, projects, and portfolios it gets added to. So again, having that level of control is super important to keep things on rails and to ensure that the recommendations that are coming back from the AI teammate are appropriate for the people who are interacting with it. The third part about controls is ensuring that you can control costs. And we provide full visibility to Asana admins on what level of credits are being consumed by what AI agent, what Asana AI teammate. So you can see which ones are having the most return on investment. And again, invest on keeping those AI agents on rails. Because we want to ensure that your costs don't spiral out of control and you are in the driver's seat to ensure which AI teammates are enabled and live in production. So 3 key concepts: role-based access controls, ensuring controlling access to data at all levels of granularity, and then ensuring that you can control your costs. One customer who's rolling out a ton of different AI teammates. They've got an AI teammate around challenge reviewers. They've got an IT ticketing AI teammate. They've got a content creation AI teammate. Is Level Agency, which is a leading digital marketing firm. And again, the reason why they've been able to roll out multiple AI teammates across over 150 client work streams is because of the level of controls that we have. So we've talked a lot about controls, checkpoints, and then context previously. Now let's take a look at how can you create a customized AI teammate that is specific to your organization's needs. We've got 12 pre-built AI teammates that'll get you off the ground super fast, but we know that every business is different, and you might need to create a custom AI teammate for yourself. So our design studio, the way in which you set up an AI teammate, is available to anybody who has AI teammates turned on in production. And anybody can go ahead and design one, like if they have the permissions to do so. In fact, when I started at Asana, my HR business partner, Nuad, set up an onboarding AI teammate just for me, which meant I didn't have to book meetings with people to ask about standard processes. I didn't have to go ahead and message my team to see what the backlog looked like. I could just talk to the AI teammate and it would answer those common questions for me. It was even able to answer what Dan's favorite celebration creature is. And spoiler alert, it's the otter. So whether it's like simple things like that or more complicated things, you can go ahead and customize and set up your own AI teammate that is purpose-built for your use case. And designing an AI teammate is super straightforward. What you do is you first give it some context about its role. And setting up the role is as simple as typing in a couple of sentences in a text box. You give it access to the right data by adding it to the right teams, the right projects, the right portfolios. And then with the power of checkpoints, you can continuously refine how the agent works. And again, that multiplayer ability for multiple people who are on your team to give it those checkpoints, give it that guidance is really what sets our AI agents apart. No matter where you are at in your AI transformation journey, we here at Asana are here to help. So we've got a whole host of capabilities for you, whether it's on-demand learning, whether it's professional services, whether it's certifications, whether it's the community and our partner network. So we're here to help you get started with AI teammates, and a key call to action is you can go to the demo zone right outside and start playing with AI teammates today. If you're on AI Studio Pro, you can enable the beta today. In my section, I've sort of gone a bit deeper on what context, checkpoints, and controls mean, and you've seen some customer success stories. But we want to go even deeper and show you how Asana's AI teammates work in the context of two different customers, KW Automotive and Clear Channel. But before I invite my colleague Sara on stage to walk through the KW Automotive demo, let's watch a film on their AI transformation journey. And thank you.
We decided to change our approach in manufacturing to serve our customers in the best possible way. That is a KW promise.
We develop suspension for race cars, street cars, and other vehicles that you might see on the road.
Aston Martin, Audi, BMW, Porsche.
Every single kit we build is a one-off. We build in a day 450 systems, between 150 and 190,000 components. In average, there's 63 people involved to build a kit.
We grew rapidly and started to have problems. There are a lot of processes, departments, subsidiaries, so we had a lot of different tools.
Nobody was communicating or nobody had an overview. It slowed down our production process.
We needed the structure to scale and the flexibility for a culture of constant change and improvement. And Asana helps us do that.
Asana helps the business perform much faster than we were before. Communication is instant. We can easily adjust our priorities.
People see the sense of purpose on their daily work. It helps to motivate the people to come to work every day.
Asana makes it easy for people to collaborate with AI like a teammate. It's built in. You don't have to go to a separate software.
Our goal is to eliminate internal emails for the entire organization. Everything will be in Asana.
We need tools to transform our business in a way we transform our product. If the operation is not precise, you will never get a precise product. We really feel confident that Asana will help us to shape the future.
Hello, New York. It's great to be here. I've had the chance to work on multiple Work Innovation Summit events. And what you often don't get the chance to see is the incredible team behind the scenes working together to bring these events to life. It kind of reminds me of a pit crew in F1 or NASCAR racing. At every stop, fuel change, systems check, tire change. In the blink of an eye, they're done. Thanks, team. Winning requires precision, and no one knows this better than KW Automotive. Their mission is to create the perfect suspension system for any car, and they apply that same precision mindset to how their teams operate internally. So today, we're going to show you how KW Automotive can deliver rich business insights grounded in the right context, how they can collaborate with AI with the right human checkpoints in place, and how they can operate AI with control. To bring our demo to life, please invite our demo pro to the stage, Angela Zhang. Angela, engines ready? Great. So we're going to start out in KW Automotive's strategy map in Asana. And this is where teams across the entire company can see how their everyday work ladders up to company goals. We're going to focus on the IT team's goal here, which is to unify operations with scalable IT systems. Simon is the head of IT at KW Automotive. So we want to show you how he starts out his day in Asana. Simon likes to start from the home view in Asana. And because of the work graph and the ability to connect tasks to projects to portfolios all the way up to goals, AI can use this rich business context to highlight what matters most to Simon at any given time. Here, it's flagging to him that there seems to be a pattern of software issues. So he's going to investigate this a little bit further. He's going to dive into the IT ticketing workflow. And here, the KW Automotive team already has an AI teammate hard at work, the IT ticketing specialist. And it does things like help triage new tickets as they come in, and even resolve lower stakes tickets like password resets or software updates, for example. And this gives Simon and his team more time to focus on bigger tickets, more high priority things, like this one that just came in. It's related to some inventory management software issues. Let's see how our AI teammate helps the team get started. So the first thing the AI teammate does here is it goes through the context in this request. It prioritizes the ticket according to that, it assigns an SLA, and it marks the sites and systems impacted by this issue. And as it's doing its work, it's providing clear documentation of the steps it's taking for any human to review down the road if they want to make sure that the AI teammate didn't go off track. And our IT ticketing specialist isn't the only AI teammate involved here. There's also the incident detector. And the incident detector looks across the IT team's tickets to spot trends and highlight them to leadership. So here, it's highlighting to Simon that this isn't a one-off issue. There are a lot of tickets related to this external vendor. So that's enough of that. It's not going to cut it anymore. Simon's making the executive decision to take this software in-house and ask the team to build it out internally. But a project like this is no small lift. Gathering requirements alone for a new software could take days, if not weeks. But luckily, AI can help here. So Simon's going to visit the AI teammate gallery. Here he can see all the AI teammates that KW Automotive has available. But since this is his first time working with an AI teammate to gather requirements, he'd prefer to build one out himself. So he's going to start from scratch here, but it doesn't take long at all. We'll show you on building out his AI teammate. He first gives it a name. This is going to be the solutions analyst. He then tells the AI teammate how he'd like to work with it. He wants it to clarify requirements. He wants it to think in systems, and he wants it to provide really clear documentation of its work. From there, he's going to upload the specific context he wants this AI teammate to have top of mind, if you will. Data warehouse documentation, API guidance, and he's also going to add his AI teammate to specific projects. So he has control over the data this AI teammate has access to, and these are some important things for it to have to work from. So now that we've built out this AI teammate, let's go to its profile. And here, from the solutions analyst profile, we can see that AI has already recommended some tasks to assign this new teammate. The first is drafting those requirements. This is what Simon needs, so he's going to assign the task to his AI teammate, and it jumps right in. And as it's working, Simon just needs to click into View Activity to see the exact plan for this AI teammate's work, the pieces of context it's pulling from. And this is also where he can course correct the AI teammate if he feels that it's going off track in any way. Again, human in the loop, checkpoints in place. This is where he has those controls. So our AI teammate has taken a first pass at this document. Great. But it's going to highlight something to Simon. He should probably have some other teammates review this work. And Ken and Leah are the perfect people. They've been involved in a lot of inventory management tickets in the past, so they know what this software needs. So he approves this recommendation. And now all three people are going to jump into the Google Doc and provide comments. Feedback they have on this first draft, things that they think should be changed. It's all in there now. Simon from there goes to correspond with his AI teammate. He'd like to see all these comments resolved in the doc, and our AI teammate is just going to double check. Does he want these edits made directly in the document? He does. And so our AI teammate can go back to our Google Doc. It'll scan through the feedback that Ken, Leah, and Simon left and actually update the document based on those Google comments. Great. So our doc is in a good place. Those requirements have been gathered, but there's something Simon forgot. He recently hired a new senior engineer, Samir, and he's going to be key in actually building out this software. So Simon needs him involved. He asks his AI teammate to include him. No problem, Samir's now part of this work, part of this project, but it's going to do more than just add Samir to this. It's going to commit to memory that Samir should be involved in any project like this in the future, off the bat. So there's no risk of someone like Simon forgetting. So this is part of our AI teammate's memory now, but Simon can always go back and edit that memory in the future, should he choose to. So the doc is in a great place, Samir's been looped, and they're making great progress. So Simon wants to share the solutions analyst teammate with the rest of the IT organization so they can all experience the goodness of this AI teammate. So he adds the entire IT organization as users to the AI teammate. Samir will be an editor of the AI teammate who can update its memory and the like in the future. And Simon is going to remain an admin of the AI teammate who can control who has access to it with role-based permissions. Okay, so we're going to fast forward a little bit here. The entire IT organization has access to the solutions analyst. They've had access to AI teammates, and it's helped the entire team come closer to their goal of unifying those operations with scalable IT systems. And in turn, this has helped KW Automotive accelerate their mission of creating the perfect suspension system for any car. And that's our vision for how KW Automotive can leverage Asana AI teammates and Asana AI. But it's only part one of our stories today. Next, I'm going to invite our marketing head of campaigns to this stage, Jess Kircher, to talk through a Clear Channel Outdoors story. But before we do that, let's see a quick film.
If there are tools that allow us to do our work smarter, faster, more effectively, it's crazy not to use them. We're in the billboard business. Large format billboards, transit solutions. We're the largest operator of airport advertising media.
We have 60,000 displays across 65 markets from West Coast to East Coast.
We're at any given time supporting hundreds of clients' campaigns that all have critical deadlines.
Scaling in this company is very challenging.
Regional teams were siloed, there were communication breakdowns, and leadership had no visibility into workload, and we needed to fix that.
Asana created a fundamental shift in how work is being done. Our teams are collaborating with AI in ways that weren't possible before.
We're thinking of Asana AI as a teammate. It's actually jumping in and helping out, analyzing the requests that are coming in, minimizing the amount of back and forth, helping teams once they have creative assignments.
That allows me as a leader to have a better understanding of what my teams are doing and making sure that we're aligning their work with where the greatest revenue upside is.
Working with Asana and their solutions partner, SpurReply, brought the potential of what AI could do to solve issues that we've had for a really long time.
Modernizing our operations, embracing Asana AI is absolutely a strategic imperative for our business. It's helping our teams work more efficiently, more rapidly. It delivers better value and better results to our customers.
When I was a kid, driving down the freeway with my parents, I'd always be glued to the billboards. Some kids counted cars, I counted ads. Apple urged me to think different. Coca-Cola polar bears, they lit up the holidays. And Mia Hamm and Serena Williams, they told me to just do it, showing me that girls can run this world. It was moments like these that drew me into advertising and led me to my marketing career today. How powerful that with just a few words and images, an idea can grab you from the side of the road, stop you in your tracks in Times Square, or reach you in the subway on your way to work and stay with you all day. And that is what Clear Channel Outdoor is all about, delivering iconic media experiences for their customers around the globe. And they're partnering with Asana to transform how their teams work behind the scenes. With Asana AI, they're using AI workflows and AI teammates to move work forward with context, scale workflows with human checkpoints where they matter, and operate with complete control under the guardrails set by their team. So, to bring this to life in the form of a demo, please welcome Angela back to the stage. Ready to rock, Ange? Let's do it. Meet Amanda. Amanda is a marketing operations leader at Clear Channel Outdoor, and her job is to scale campaigns into new markets. It's a big job this year because she needs to drive expansion with the same budget and headcount while maintaining consistent quality production. But she knows Asana AI can help. In the Smart Workflow Gallery, she finds marketing-ready templates that include pre-built projects with AI rules, custom fields, and forms. The creative request workflow, that one catches her eye. Last year, nearly 30,000 deliverables moved through creative, so she knows she needs to automate that intake as much as possible. So she launches the creative request workflow, and when she does so, she adds a campaign strategist AI teammate. This teammate comes with all the right context and controls, ready to collaborate and execute across every milestone. So let's see this workflow in action. So at Clear Channel Outdoor, creative production starts with a high-volume intake process that actually begins in email. And that's because every deal that a rep is closing in the field sparks a new request. So here, John, a sales account manager, he's asking for a new Big Stride shoe campaign. Thanks to the integration with Microsoft Outlook, this email is automatically converted into a task. And Asana AI triages the tasks and populates the fields from details from the email, things like media channel, request type. And looking ahead, Clear Channel Outdoor aims to add Asana Salesforce integration. This will give Asana AI even richer context because once that's in place, it'll be able to prioritize requests, not just on urgency, but based on revenue impact, a huge game changer. So in this case, it looks like the Big Stride campaign has a tighter than normal turnaround time. Based on the context that the AI teammate has from intake guidelines, it proactively reminds John in email that, hey, this is an urgent request and it requires your manager's approval. It even has a draft ready to go that he can simply forward to his manager for sign-off. So he fires off the email, his manager approves, and that approval email is automatically synced back into Asana. Here, Asana AI now updates the priority as expedited and assigns the next steps in the workflow as subtasks following Clear Channel Outdoors production guidelines. So what you just saw here is thanks to AI-powered automation and proactive contextual reminders, nothing is slipping through the cracks, even as that workload ramps up. So let's see this campaign strategist tackle its first task, and that is to build a creative brief using the brief template and insights from previous campaigns. So it completes this task with checkpoints, it's showing its work, it's summarizing its approach to the brief. Amanda, she feels confident because she knows that she can step in at any point with feedback. So the brief looks great. It's now time to staff the project. The AI teammate now consults staffing guidelines and makes recommendations on resourcing based on the request size and the team's capacity. So in this case, it looks like Nico, a project manager, and Emma, a visual designer, they're a fit for this project. Let's see the teammate collaborate with Nico and Emma. For Nico, building a production timeline from scratch used to take hours. He'd have to navigate multiple sources, manually align schedules. Now the AI teammate crafts a tailored timeline in seconds, using Clear Channel Outdoors production standards and typical turnaround times from previous campaigns. Again, this is all possible because of the context that it has. Nico takes a look, he reviews the timeline, he makes a few adjustments, and he sends it on. So you can see here how the teammate keeps Nico firmly in the loop, empowering him to move fast but not lose oversight. The teammate takes the updated timeline from Nico and assigns tasks to Emma to make sure that our design work is in sync. Guided now by a clear brief, Emma creates some mock-ups of the new billboards. And here it is, from workload to beast mode. It looks great. But before this goes to the art director, the AI teammate steps in again. Drawing from production guidelines, it gives Emma a technical checklist, flagging details like test visibility, resolution requirements. This ensures that when it goes to the art director, he can spend less time on technical fixes and more time pushing the creative further. A huge unlock for the team. So just to summarize here, we just went from brief to staffing to timeline and then to design, and every step of that process moved faster with the teammate handling the details so that the teams could focus on what they do best. Now, let's swivel back over to Amanda's corner and check in on Amanda, our marketing operations leader. She's been keeping updated on this entire production process with Asana AI surfacing the most critical updates. She sees great news in her inbox. It looks like the Big Stride campaign is ready for delivery. It means that now she can go in to update the timesheets and review updated budgets. Automation kicks in here once again, because as soon as she approves those timesheets, all of those activities sync back to the relevant project budget. So this gives her visibility into remaining budget against actual costs and a view into the overall health of the project. And this updated budget, it now becomes context for the AI teammate to inform future budget planning and generate more accurate forecasts. It looks like Big Stride is on time and on budget, a stellar win for the team. Let's fast forward. It's now been 6 months. Amanda, she's met her goal to scale campaign operations. From her dashboard, she sees that the team is driving greater efficiency, there's faster turnaround times, and budgets are consistently on track. All thanks to Asana AI riding shotgun with her team. Okay, so it wouldn't be fair to just talk about the work behind the scenes without showing you an ad in real life. So to do that, let's phone a friend who's in the streets now. What's up, Yeti? And there you have it, live from Times Square, Big Stride campaign in the wild. Talk about putting your best foot forward. That is one stellar ad. Thanks so much, Yeti. We'll see you in the expo. Bye. And speaking of putting your best foot forward, I have my on right now. These Asana kicks are part of the campaign, and they can be yours today because after the keynote, head to the expo. We've hidden billboards throughout the space. Find a billboard, bring it to the community corner for your own chance to win these awesome Asana custom kicks. All right, so I hope today both KW Automotive and Clear Channel Outdoors stories have inspired you. Together with their humans and Asana AI working side by side, they're delivering real business outcomes and unlocking innovation like never before. And they're just 2 customers doing incredible things with us. We have a few more we'd like to recognize today. And to do that, please welcome to the stage Josh Abdullah, Chief Customer Officer.
Hello! It is so great to be here. My name is Josh Abdullah, and I have the distinct honor of being the Chief Customer Officer here at Asana. And I truly believe I have the best job at Asana. I get to spend my days working with and talking to customers like you. And I have the best job in this keynote because I get to talk about one of my favorite things, all of the great new product innovation we've got, and I get to announce this year's Work Innovation Awards. So with that, let's get to it. So we have literally packed hundreds of new features into our product since we were here in New York last year. And these features were built exclusively because of you. Every single time you have a conversation with a customer success manager, every single time you submit product feedback, we hear you. And while I don't have time to go through all of the features listed here today, I do want to talk about some of my favorites. So first off, custom role-based access controls, custom RBAC. As you roll out Asana to more and more of your teammates within your organization, you know how critically important it is to be able to manage those users in a central fashion. Well, now you can do that. What they can see and can't see, what they can and can't access, that's what RBAC gives you. And for those of you that are in professional services, you know how important it is to be able to manage your timesheets and your budgets effectively. Well, now you can do that natively in Asana with our timesheets and budgets add-on. And over the last few years, we've all learned how to prompt AI in order to get things done. Well, now you can prompt AI within Asana to create projects and workflows and tasks. Just AI created. And last but not least, for too long, so many of our colleagues that have worked in government organizations or companies that require a government level of compliance have had to use legacy platforms in order to manage their work. Well, today, I am incredibly excited to announce the launch of Asana Gov, our product built for FedRAMP compliance. Yeah. So thank you to everyone in this room. You inspire us to build great product every single day. And there are a handful of you that inspire us to an even greater level. And that's why I am so incredibly excited to talk about and announce this year's Work Innovation Awards. These awards are more than just about recognition. They are about recognizing and unpacking and uncovering the proven strategies and approaches that are moving the needle forward in organizations just like yours. So with that, please join me in congratulating this year's 2025 Work Innovation Award winners. Congratulations. From realizing millions of dollars of cost savings at organizations like Morningstar, DirecTV, and DC United, to truly increasing the velocity at which business is done at companies like McKesson, Assurion, Verizon, Environmental Defense Fund, to generating millions of dollars of revenue, all while refurbishing and redistributing technology to those in needs at Human IT. The logos you see here on the screen have so much to teach us. So today you have an opportunity to be inspired by and to learn from all of the customers that you see here. On the back of your badge is a QR code. That is your agenda for the rest of the day. And I hope that this afternoon you will join me back here where I have the opportunity to host a fireside chat with Andrew Lindsay. Andrew is the Corporate Vice President for AI, Data, and Azure Business Systems at Microsoft. He's also my boss. He's an Asana board member. We're going to be talking about how to help our teams navigate the ever-changing work landscape that's been brought about by the advent of AI and how to give those teams a competitive advantage. So please join me back there for that. That's going to be fantastic. And then finally, I want to give a huge shout out to all of our partners. Thank you so much for everything you do for our customers, for Asana. Thank you for your support today. And with that, in this next break, please go out to the expo hall, go stop at a partner booth, build an AI teammate, do a hands-on Asana demo. I will see you out there. Thank you very much.